It's been a while since I've made a video. I've just been in a mood. I haven't been sad. I'm not angry. No, my mood has just been acute intolerance of ignorance and stupidity. It's kind of getting in the way of me making videos. I tried to make a funny video yesterday and it didn't work out. I tried to make an insightful video earlier today and it didn't work. And I'm not really ready to make a video about the cause of my particular mood. And then, like a gift from heaven, someone commented on one of my old videos where I was talking about Islam. And in criticizing my video, he told me never to make any more videos about Muhammad or Islam again. And I really hadn't in 5 months, so as long as I'm intolerant of ignorance and stupidity, maybe I should talk about Muhammad. When I made my video, I am the Antichrist, Legendre 007 had made a comment in that video about, whether there was an anti-Muhammad. So I made some notes back then about some ideas that I had for making the video saying that, I am the anti-Muhammad. And as I was trying to think about it, it was really tough because religions have so much stupidity in common that once you've criticized it in one place, and that criticism is generally applicable to everything, you really run out of new stuff to talk about because as an ideology, theism is so limited. So I'm thinking here, Muhammad, what are the key characteristics about him that might distinguish him from other criticisms that I've made of religion or that I've already made about Islam, and how are those distinguishing characteristics different from me? And I wrote down 5 things here that don't apply to me but applied to Muhammad and really haven't been talked about previously by me as a criticism of religion. So just as a starting point, Muhammad was an ignorant, illiterate, psychotic, homicidal pedophile. So if those 5 characteristics don't describe you, then maybe you could be the anti-Muhammad. But that's not much of a video. There aren't too many people that fall into that kind of freakish category that Muhammad inhabits. So I did some more thinking, and I came up with some contrast between myself and Muhammad on issues that I probably haven't talked about yet related to religion. The first of the 3 items to contrast myself and Muhammad is that I am a prime mover and Muhammad is a second-hander. What exactly is this second-hander and second-handedness? Let me read an excerpt from an essay by Ayn Rand titled "The Nature of the Second-Hander," published in the collection For the New Intellectual. Isn't that the root of every despicable action? Not selfishness, but precisely the absence of self. Look at them. The men who cheat and lie but preserve a respectable front. He knows himself to be dishonest, but others think he's honest, and he derives his self-respect from that, second hand. The man who takes credit for an achievement that is not his own. He knows himself to be mediocre, but he's great in the eyes of others. The frustrated wretch who professes love for the inferior and clings to those less endowed in order to establish his own superiority by comparison. They are second-handers. Now, in contrast, the prime mover, coming from Aristotle's idea of the prime mover, is that person that through their own mind and own actions moves and shapes their world. The second difference between myself and Muhammad is that I respect a diversity of opinion. Muhammad demands orthodox uniformity of opinion. The idea of Islam was that if everybody believed the same thing, then the warring tribes of the Arab Peninsula would stop killing each other. And in order to achieve that state, where everybody believed and thought the same thing. Muhammad was willing and did kill those who would refuse to agree with him. In contrast, I respect a diversity of opinion. It is okay with me if you disagree with me. I am mature enough to respect the fact that you're wrong. And there is an arbiter who will decide whether I am right and you are wrong, and that is reality. And I will not initiate force against you in order to protect you from the consequences of reality. The third contrasting difference between myself and Muhammad is that I believe in, practice, and adhere to conceptual integration. Muhammad, in contrast, follows a pattern of contradicting whim. Other people have already established all of the contradictions within what Muhammad has said at different points and different times, and what was the context and the shifting sand that caused him to say one thing one time and one thing another time, and to not be consistent in his pronouncements. And I'm not going to bore myself going through them. His adherents might want to try to figure out how to explain, well, this and then that and the other, and sometimes this and sometimes that, and that's a bunch of bullshit. And I'm not going to waste my time with that. And people that spend time doing that are wasting their lives. I practice conceptual integration. My ideas have to be consistent within each other and linked to one another, and most importantly, they need to be consistent and linked to reality, which is something that is absent in anything Muhammad has done in the Quran. So hopefully I've established that I am the anti-Muhammad, and I hope that you are the anti-Muhammad as well. And I hope that these points are fresh, at least in terms of what I've talked about in the past. They are related to some of the videos I've done before, like psychoepistemology of the Arab world, toilet etiquette in the Quran, and I am the Antichrist. If you haven't seen those, you might want to go back and look at them. Also on my channel, I have a playlist for my Ode to Islam, where I have a list of videos that I've made about that religion of death. I feel better.